So, can you tell that I'm excited for Smash Ultimate? So as promised, I did go to E3 and I played two games. I played Shinobi Striker, which is a really weird, um, like 4v4 Naruto game where we did like capture the flag, uh, two teams. It felt like one of those games that would be really, really fun with people who I actually knew, but I didn't really know the people around me, but it's okay because we won anyways. Doesn't matter. Um, the other game that I played is obviously Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. And for those of you who are following my Twitter, you already know that I wrote up like a bunch of stuff about the various Kirby changes. I tried to lab with all the time that I had, just play around with certain moves, play around with certain copy abilities, and I was really disappointed that the Inkling's ability, you can't recharge the ink or anything like that. So that was unfortunate, but otherwise everything seemed really, really cool. You can check out all those changes on my Twitter, or you can go to Muck's Twitter, and that's SSB Muck, if I recall correctly. I'll put the link in the description, but that's basically for all of the Kirby info that was found by both me and Mike Kirby. So if you care about Kirby stuff, there's that. Yeah, overall, I had like a really, really good time with the game. The first thing I did was the 4 glory matches. So I thought it would be 1v1 all the way through, but it wasn't until I was actually there when I learned, oh, well, it's going to be round 1's going to be 4v4 with Smash Ball. Sorry, free-for-all with Smash Ball on. Round 2 is going to be free-for-all with Smash Ball on. And then round 3, if you beat the first 2 rounds, then you get to play a 1v1 with no items. For just participating and just playing round 1, you get a pin like that, and then for winning round 1, because to win round 1 you basically have 2 chances. You have the first match, the second match, and the first match I got destroyed. I got 4th place. I was confused about everything, and so the second match I decided, alright, I need to get into top 2 in order to advance, so let me just spam stone. And it worked because it's a free-for-all and things like that work. What you're hearing there is a clattering of my pins. But for winning round 1, you get a towel like this. So this is really cool. So then I got to round 2, and round 2, basically you get 1 practice match, and then you have to do the actual match. So in the actual match, I got 2nd. Snake final smash within the last minute. Learned that it doesn't necessarily matter where the reticle's pointing. The missiles can still hit in various other places. So I got hit on the ledge, the other 2 people got hit, and then I got 2nd, and it was just really, really unfortunate. If I would have won that, then I would have gotten a hat, and then finally if you win the 1v1, then you get a medal. That was interesting. Didn't really know the controls. Sort of was figuring it out as I went. For those of you who know me, I use a Pro Controller in tournament, a Wii U Pro Controller, so I figured, let me go for the Switch Pro Controller, see how that's like. The buttons were reversed from what I was expecting. For those of you who will be playing the Ultimate demo with the Switch Pro Controller, you want to hit the left trigger, the front left trigger, the side that's facing you. That's going to be your grab. The others are all shield, if I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure that there's just one grab button. So that was really, really interesting to me. And then, of course, smash stick and tap jump are on, and I don't play with either of those. I'm just going to throw out all my Johns there. But afterwards, my friend Casey told me that you can play multiple times if you just go into the non-competitive line. So I went to the non-competitive line, and I played another free-for-all, and that was also really fun. Got to test more things, and then after that I got back in line, and it turns out that they were just alternating what they were doing. So in this case it was a 1v1 with items, and I thought that was really exciting because I was like, oh hey, I finally get to play a 1v1. But from what I'm hearing now, it's like damage ratios are still altered as long as there are items on, so it's like but still it was nice to be able to play without any other characters sort of obstructing anything. And then I played one more free-for-all on the last day, I think. So I got 4 pins in total. I left one of them with my brother, who's out there in California. Overall, it was really fun, both hanging out with people, getting food with people. and just generally playing the game. I thought that the presentation was really good as well, and I feel like a lot of people, Void, Zero, Nairo, etc., have already talked about the experience with the game. So actually, I just want to say one other thing regarding the competitive experience. I agree with Mango. I think that if we had a little bit more hit stun, a little bit more shield stun, we're good. Don't necessarily need wave dashing or anything like that. Just give us more room for pressure, more room for conversions, and everything's just going to be great. So yeah, but with that out of the way, I think that the presentation was actually really, really competitively focused. So it was slightly disappointing to the casual side of me because I very, very rarely play casual matches with some friends. And the items that were shown, it was really, really passive. It almost felt like they were just showing us things as a way to break up the pace of going back to the competitive stuff. Like, the most they showed about items, I feel like, is Final Smashes. And while those were actually really, really cool, and I will say right now that I believe that there should be a side event with Final Smashes on this time, because we keep doing the same things and we don't mix it up enough. That doesn't go for 2GG because they clearly do a lot of this stuff anyways, but 3v3 with Smash Ball on, or do a 1v1 with Smash Ball on, or something like that. I don't know. That's just my personal opinion. I think that would be really cool. You can do that in addition to other side events. Just, I think it would be really fun. So yeah, the presentation felt really, really competitively focused. And on top of that, we recently learned that CEO is going to have demos that you can play Smash Ultimate on. And that's really, really cool because for those of you who didn't get to play it at either E3 or the Nintendo World Store in New York, you'll finally get to see why a lot of, or most of the people who played the game can't stop thinking about how exciting it's going to be. So that's going to be really, really, really fun. Because I noticed that a lot of people who just watched the game were like, oh yeah, well, this is this, and maybe yeah, this doesn't seem really cool, but it really feels super, super natural once you actually get it in your hands. A lot of the things that you think are distracting actually won't bother you once you actually get your hands on the game, which is why you'll see a lot of the top players just glossing over those things. Like, they'll say, oh yeah, this should probably be toned down, or this should be changed, but it's like they had a lot of fun with it, and you're gonna get the chance to really, really get that. And I'm also really excited to see what people find out in just terms of labbing. So that's going to be really fun. On top of that, we have Hyrule Saga this weekend, and that's going to be interesting because that is also a tournament that is sponsored by Nintendo. And what that typically means is that Nintendo is going to at least provide commercials and interesting stuff for people. And there is most definitely going to be some Smash Ultimate trailers, commercials, things of that nature. So I'm excited for that. Hopefully there's something new even. But yeah, it all just seems really, really exciting. And I really can't stop thinking about the game. I can't wait to play it. It feels so much smoother, so much faster. And that's also really big for me, who plays a character like Kirby, who's really, really slow. And just being able to move a little bit quicker so that people don't react as well, or just having the mechanics changes, like the air dodges being worse, well, better in certain ways, worse in others, and recoveries being worse as well. That means that Kirby's recovery now means something, because he's one of those characters that can air dodge off stage and still recover if he has enough jumps. You don't want to do that, by the way, but it's something you can still do. It feels like they just fixed certain things that shouldn't have been an issue in the first place. Kirby's edge guarding, it just seems really fun for me as a Kirby player, and really fun for me just as a competitor overall. I'm excited to see more about the characters who we didn't have in the demo, so I'm excited to learn more about Lucario. I'm excited to learn more about even just like characters like Duck Hunt, like Rob, like just a bunch of characters, and it seems really, really, really interesting. And the next few months I think are going to be really exciting, and I'm personally looking forward to it. So I'm actually also going to provide a number of resources in the description, and for those of you who want to find out where to get all the information you need about Smash Ultimate, I would personally suggest checking out Nairo's YouTube channel, Zero's YouTube channel, VGBootCamp's YouTube channel, because they have a bunch of 1v1s between top players, and also Max Ketchum has a document on the different movement types and just like interesting changes. So I'll just put a link to all of those things in the description so that you guys can check those out if you want. But I think the Smash Ultimate's going to be really exciting, and I'm just looking forward to the future. Hopefully all of you get to try out the demo in the near future. And I wonder actually if they're going to add any of the changes the top players are going to suggest, because the top players, they are trying to consolidate their opinions, because the more people saying one specific thing is the more likely that Nintendo is going to be to actually change that thing. So we may actually get those things like a little bit more hit stun, a little bit more shield stun, and that's just going to be really, really exciting. And I think that we might end up with a game that's going to be really good for both Melee players and Smash 4 players to play. Even if Melee players still play Melee, it's like it would still be nice to have more Melee players say, all right, I actually want to compete seriously and check it out. So I'm really, for example, excited that Mewtwo King liked it, even though he plays all the games anyways. I'm excited that Wizzy is planning on competing in it. I'm excited that Armada is hopeful. Hungrybox is obviously going to play. So this is all just going to be really, really fun and really interesting. And I hope that you're all as excited as I am. It's just me rambling about my experience, and yeah, so that's pretty much it on what I have to say about Smash Ultimate. I'll put the links for all the info in the description below, and yeah, thanks for watching.